These implications are piling up.
Good morning, our favorite Nigerian.
Oh, my Ginix, my genius. I missed you. I missed you.
We have Gist. Rufai.
Hey, we have Gist.
Don't join Nigerians to be doing gist.
Abi? I think it's too late.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Happy Friday. Let's begin what's trending by discussing reactions to the summit organized by the All Progressives Congress in Abuja on Thursday, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu addressed the issue of the one-party system, stating that it's the APC that is ruling and driving the aspirations of Nigerians. Tinubu also described politicians defecting from opposition parties to the APC as bailing out of a sinking ship, adding that Nigeria's democracy allows for freedom of movement and association. Well, let's take a look before we take some reactions.
Before I skip, I just need to tell those ones saying one-party system is no good. It's one party ruling and driving the aspiration of Nigerians. Where do they start? You don't blame a people bailing out of a sinking ship when they have no life jacket. I'm glad of what we have, and I'm expecting more to come. That is the game. We are in a constitutional democracy. Don't forget the freedom of movement and the freedom of association is not criminally punishable. Welcome to the progressives. Sweep them clean.
Welcome to the progressives. Sweep them clean. Jagaban. Let me take some reactions. And this is a reaction that is, re-echoed on social media. This is from Emma, who wrote, President Tinubu said, there's nothing wrong with a one-party state. I completely disagree with him. He was among those who kicked against the one-party state. I wonder what changed now. I'm completely against a one-party state. While President Eniola actually pulled out multiple newspaper clippings, with the caption, in August 2010, Bola Tinubu won against one-party state. But today, they say it's a blessing. Obviously, the internet never forgets. There was the interview that's been trending now, back in 2010, when, the president actually kicked against the one-party state. And we have, mentioned this on this table, that we are all, against this because it doesn't support democracy. But let us just touch more on the summit yesterday. In the meantime, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, during the summit, urged that Tinubu be returned unopposed as the presidential candidate of the APC and called for the president to be the sole candidate for Nigeria in 2027, saying that his leadership qualities and experience make him well-suited to represent all Nigerians and not just members of the All Progressives Congress. Let's take a look.
The political sagacity of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in view of the fact that despite very difficult times, he has been able to set Nigeria on a path of growth, confirmed by the International Monetary Fund. In view of the fact that Nigerians are grassroots people, are very excited. In view of the fact that even the members of the National Assembly and senators said they have never had it this good, the leadership of the House of Reps should join me. I want all the members of the National Assembly of the APC extraction to stand up wherever they are. I want the civil senators to stand up where they are. And you will echo what I'm going to say. Those who love you will also join. I want to move, and let it be moved, that not only will President Bola Ahmed Tinubu be a sole candidate for the presidency in 2027, but he will also be a sole candidate for the whole Nigerian population, because all our political parties have been torn into shreds. I went to my state and I saw the umbrella, the PDP, it has over 100 holes. And so very soon you will hear, I'm not the one to break the news, but I know the national chairman has already broken the news, that everything in the South-South has collapsed for you. And that is the same thing that is happening in the nation. Nigerians are saying that because you have done a difficult job well, that it is time for us to reward you by sending you back to the presidency for a second term in office. I move, therefore, as the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that Mr. President return, one, as a candidate of the APC unopposed, and secondly, as the next president for a second term come 2027. I so move. Listen to that voice. That's the voice of the Senate President. I so move.
The voice of the Senate President, Dr. Abati, has been cracking up the whole time. And you know, a lot of people have said, if Senate President Godswill Akpabio was not Senate President, he could really have a good job as a is it a comedian or a jester? What do you call that? Dr. Abati, over to you, really. I mean, because really, okay. I don't know if anybody...
Just to add to what I said earlier on, I think the APC National Summit yesterday, held at the banquet hall of the presidential villa, there was a lot of psychophancy, there was a lot of masturbation, there was a lot of psychophancy, there was a lot of comedy. Now, the Progressive Governors Forum, led by Senator Opuzodinma, the National Assembly, led by Senator Godswill Akpabio, they said they passed a vote of confidence in the president. Others did. In fact, they turned the banquet hall into an extension of the Senate and the House of Reps, because it was the Speaker of the House of Reps that seconded the motion. Unfortunately, the Senate President forgot his gavel. He didn't go with it. and they forgot to go with the mace, of the Senate and that of the House. So that's why I say it is comedic.
Yes.
However, what is important here is that the president is saying, well, the Constitution allows Section 40, freedom of assembly, Section 39, freedom of expression, and that people can express themselves. Those rights are not criminally punishable. He's right on that score. But let him be reminded that that same yesterday, the coalition have refused to keep quiet. They have appointed Senator David Mark as chairman. They set up a committee led by Lee Elimoke, Senator Lee, former governor, former minister Lee Elimoke, to see if they should stay within the existing party. They've set up the Rotimi Amechi committee, who will be, Rotimi Amechi will be 60, by the way, on May 27, Children's Day. And that committee has recommended the formation of a new political party called All Democratic Alliance, which motto will be, trust for all Nigerians. Now, that ADA means Ada in Yoruba language. So the opposition too, they are wielding cutlass. They are. Ada means cutlass. So 2027 will be, the build up to it will be very interesting. Right. However, my fear is that as the politicians begin to jostle so early in the day, where would governance be? This is the point. President Tinubu says he will take us to promised land. Yes. I hope the politicians will not be distracted. Those wielding cutlasses and those wielding vote of confidence, and that there will be enough time to spare for the ordinary Nigerian who expects performance, service delivery, and progress and growth.
Absolutely. You've said it right. We should really focus on governance at this point. I cannot believe that we are speaking about Tinubu as a sole candidate of Nigeria at the point. Godswill Akpabio, before I come to you, Rufai, meanwhile, popular Kano-based musician Rara performed his hit song, Omo Rara Ra Omo Logo, which means child of glory for the president.
Damu, Ajuan Luigi, Olote Nishadi, Imwe our Olote, Imwe our Shibaji, Imwe our Eleki, Imwe our Labosi, Taimati, Aswadi to time matter, so Mota Kanta, Aswadi to time matter, Kabios, the Yimwe Mota, Aswadi to time matter, never told nobody why I jumped up, Aswadi to time matter.
Thank you very much.
Omologo. I mean,
See a Fulani man speaking Yoruba, because Rara was also speaking Yoruba.
Oh, he did.
You know that the level of motivation is very high. One was also there to Ganusi. Everybody, Omologo, Ganusi. Very interesting times.
Very, very interesting times. Rufai on fire.
It's the political economy.
Yes,
All I just want to remind them
Yes.
is, please, a lot is failing in governance. So you cannot be Ganusin and all of that. I know, yeah, you have to make your money. It's part of the political economy. When, till today, after the over 2 billion spent on NNPC, we've not seen anything as regards the refinery. People are hungry, people are in poverty and all of that. But Dr. Abati, like you said, these politicians are very funny people. You know, a lot of bootlicking, comedic interplay and all of that. And you see, never take the word of a politician seriously.
Yeah.
Because they don't mean it. Let me take you on a quick journey. On the 22nd of September 2024, Governor Umoeno of Akwa Ibom State said, my link with Akpabio will never undermine PDP's interest in Akwa Ibom States. Where is Governor Umoeno today? The same Governor Umoeno has now said that as a member serving in my cabinet, if you don't follow me to APC, you are in problem. But 2024, he said that. Even Mr. Senator Godswill Akpabio, I'll take you back to 2014. He was part of those that started the support for your guy, Goodluck Jonathan then. That's at 2014. He said all the governors are loyal behind Goodluck Jonathan. Today, he's still the one starting the support. When you have high level of inflation, economic malaise and the likes. So they will do what they want to do. But Nigerian people, remember, the vote is in your hand. Do not sell it. The Senate can quickly stamp authority on this. When they forget that there are electoral reforms they should work on. That is what will make our elections credible. And this one that INEC now say they are going to have an AI department leading up to the election. Hope the AI will avoid technical glitches in the next election.
All right. Well said, Rufai. Well said. Mumbai, let's take another story now in another development. The federal government has filed a criminal defamation charge against suspended senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, over claims she made during a televised interview on April 3rd. During the interview, the senator alleged that Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello were involved in a plot to assassinate her. The government accused the senator of making imputation, knowing or having reasons to believe that such imputation will harm the reputation of a person. The offense is cited under Section 391 of the Penal Code, Cap 89, Laws of the Federation 1990, and is punishable under Section 392 of the same law. Godswill Akpabio and Yahaya Bello are listed as complainants and are expected to testify alongside other witnesses. Akpoti-Uduaghan was suspended from the Senate in March for alleged misconduct, maintains that the charges are politically motivated and part of efforts to silence her. I mean, we saw the story yesterday. Our favorite Niger wife, your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, there's not much to be said because the issue is obviously sub judice at the moment. But these particular charges, to call these particular charges politically motivated, I think is a little bit a miss of the truth, because things were said, allegations were made, and she said she has evidence to prove those very weighty allegations she made. It was inevitable that, you know, if you make such heavy allegations towards anybody at all, and they feel that it is unfair, that they will seek some sort of redress. So this particular case was inevitable. I don't think this is the part that's politically motivated. There are so many moving pieces. There's also reports of some witnesses in favor of Senator Abati who are said to have been arrested and so forth. So yes, there are other elements happening around the case that we can argue and say are politically motivated. But the case itself is a case of you allege, and I have come to challenge you to prove your allegations. And of course, we wait for all of that to play out in court because those allegations were extremely, extremely weighty.
Yeah, exactly what we said when we brought this story on the table. And, remember I said, Senator Natasha Akpoti is a lawyer herself. Mm-hmm. So like you've said, the allegations are weighty. We'll hope to, follow up on the story when the story unfolds. We'll take another story now. Labour Party leader Peter Obi has debunked reports of a secret meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Rome to discuss a 225 billion naira Fidelity Bank debt crisis. Well, on Monday, a report alleged that Fidelity Bank faced insolvency following a Supreme Court judgment requiring the bank to pay damages of 225 billion naira to a Nigerian firm. Well, Fidelity Bank has since debunked the report. In a statement posted on X on Thursday, Peter Obi said that the rumor was fabricated by blackmail merchants determined to mislead Nigerians and tarnish his image. His tweet reads in part, "It's obvious that the biggest business for blackmailers now is talking about Peter Obi from every negative perspective. Even my solemn spiritual trip to Rome has been twisted into yet another blackmail campaign by merchants paid ostensibly to propagate anything negative against Obi. Let me categorically state that I have never sought an audience with or met President Tinubu since he assumed office, except about 1 minute meeting at the arena of St. Peter's Basilica, Rome, during the inauguration mass of Pope Leo XIV, where our African culture generated across social media space with all manner of innuendos and interpretations. Let's just agree that many people just had the casual urge to create a giant mountain out of a mini molehill. So let's let this one chill." I actually liked her tweet, Rufai, because, we did see this story, and it's good that Bianca has come to say she was the one that actually took them to the president to greet the president. We've seen different sorts of stories, and even the story of the president's son being ushered away, during that meeting as well. So many stories on social media. Really unnecessary.
What happened? I'm not saying there's no court, whatever, with Fidelity Bank, but Fidelity Bank is more than capable. A bank capitalized of over 1 trillion is more than capable to sort out all the encumbrances, and they are doing it. It was a hit job. In days to come, how some people try to blackmail the bank to the extent that they are using means to be able to fleece the bank, things will be revealed. And please, we cannot use sentiments to bring down our banking system. Nigeria can't afford a banking crisis. And that's why when that story broke, we spoke about it. The point is, Fidelity Bank is strong. I'm saying that because I'm a patriot. And Nigeria comes first. You don't want to run on the bank. People will blackmail. Peter Obi is in the political eye. People will say all sorts. He has come out to clarify now that nothing of such happened. They will look for stories and make it juicy and link it one way or the other. It is their word. But you will not. A bank that has done so well in recent times. And give it to Madam Oyanlipe. And it has to be said, we need to support banks like that are doing well, as we support every bank in this country. And that's why when that VDM thing happened, you were the one that played the side of a GT Bank to debunk that story with the CCTV that they released.
Absolutely.
So let's call a spade a spade. It is political season. Those that had tried to hit the bank with all these false stories, definitely in the coming days, they will be revealed. Absolutely. I can tell you that for fact.
All right. Well, let's take another story now. Dr. Abati, I'd like for your comment on this story. The father of the 14-year-old boy killed by a stray bullet on Tuesday in Oyo State Odunayo Alade has shared what happened. He spoke with News Central. Let's take a look.
To them, they said I follow one way and I let them know that this is the road that everybody, all the neighborhood there, this is the way they are passing. A very short distance to the main junction. I won't say one way, because the place is, as I said earlier, it's a very short space, very short. It's not up to a pole. You understand? We just come out and then we follow the normal way down. It was when I entered through that road, one of them just came and jammed my vehicle. The elder brother of the deceased was supposed to write work yesterday. Was having a 8:30 paper yesterday. So if I should stop, then they will delay the boy. So that's why I just to just maneuver then, go on my way. So after I left them, I just heard the gunshot. So I didn't stop. Then the boy in question was shouting, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy." I was even shouting on him that, "Why are you shouting? We've left them, so we are safe." Then his twin brother now told me that he has been shot.
My heart goes out to this family and this man. No parents should witness the death of their child. I mean, when I followed the story, I mean, no child should be buried by their parents, like you said. It's also an African adage as well. But, you know, it was really sad to watch this father narrate the story. He said that, you know, he was, taking a shortcut. It wasn't a one-way. And also said that he didn't know he was being stopped, which I don't really understand because we see the video there and he was trying to maneuver his way out of there. And, you know, I really feel sad for this incident. The police, the officers there, should be blamed for the way that they behaved, but also it behooves on the parents. For me, if I am driving with my children in the car, I always take extra caution, really, because I feel so sad for this young boy's life that has been wasted at this point, died of a stray bullet. Really sad situation. Dr. Abati.
Well, I'm trying to wait for your next story, but
Yes.
let me quickly comment on this.
Yeah.
Very tragic. No child, no citizen deserves to die, whether it's Odunayo in Ibadan or anybody else in any part of Nigeria deserves to die because our policemen are trigger happy.
Yes.
Now, the police, they always talk about what they call standard operating procedure.
Yes.
Even where a person is disobeying the law, the vehicle that is being driven has a plate number. The person can still be traced.
Yeah.
In some of these states, they claim that they have cameras everywhere. Maybe those cameras don't work everywhere. That person who is disobeying officers in uniform can still be apprehended. Mm-hmm. That's how they do it in civilized societies. Then you just carry gun and you just shoot at a moving vehicle. Yeah. You say you want to demobilize the tire. Given the level of training and skills level of these policemen, they are not trained marksmen. They are not trained, what do they call those people? Snipers.
No, they are not,
as it were. So he says he wants to shoot a tire. Yeah. He shot inside the vehicle. So this is the thing about police discipline and standard operating procedure. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Egbetokun, has already ordered an investigation. CP Oyo State, Adenola, has to explain exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
The officer who shot and, snuffed life out of a promising young man who was going to write a WASC exam.
Yes.
A young man who still has a whole future ahead of
Life
him.
gone.
Whatever may have been the provocation,
yes.
This is unacceptable.
Yes.
And the investigation must be made public. The outcome must be made public. Mm-hmm. The final point, however, is that people should also respect
the police officer.
The rule of law.
The rule of law.
Many
absolutely.
Nigerians are also very difficult.
Yes.
They will say they are above the law. Yeah. Nobody should be above the law. Finally, the point I made when we first discussed this story. NSAS protesters asked for psychiatric evaluation of Nigerian policemen. Yeah. We want to know how far they have gone with this mental health assessment of our policemen. Right. Because if you check now, that policeman who shot the young man who probably has his own children.
So has he been arrested?
The police
Where they say
officer,
they are still investigating. They should
the case.
arrest him.
No, he shouldn't have been
Yes.
arrested.
And all these people
he was
carrying
killed.
guns
The
all
boy
over
was
the
killed,
place.
yes.
They should
The
go
boy
for
was-
mental health assessment.
Absolutely. But also, we have to make the point here. Whenever you're stopped
Okay, he's
by
been
a
arrested.
VIO,
He has been arrested.
He's been arrested.